Mark Weaver, along with Henry Barrow and Fred Woodson, back at the Orange Bowl in Miami.
Dolphins need a victory today to achieve the tie for the most consecutive victories over a season and extra season game.
The sun is out. It's hot down on the field. And the seats have filled up pretty well, although we'll be interested to get the turnstile count someplace in the third quarter.
WIOD, Miami.
Mercury Morris, number 22, and Charlie Lee, number 23, both of whom can fly. We'll go back to field this kickoff. The Dolphins for the first quarter will be moving from our left to our right. Morris last year had a kickoff return average of 23.9, Lee of 25.5. Here's the whistle. Gossett forward, gets his toe into the ball. He gets it high. It will not be too deep. Morris at the 1. Straight ahead. Up to the 5 to the near side. The 15 to the 20. The 25, and he falls over. A defensive player. He was not tackled as such. A 29-yard return. And they mark the ball down at the Dolphins' 29-yard line. All right, the Dolphins will have Greasy at quarterback. Briscoe and Warfield as the wide receivers. Morris and Zaka the running backs. Fleming the tight end. Moore and Evans the tackles. Kuchenberg and Little the guards, and Langer is the center. Defensively for the 49ers, the front four, Tommy Hart, Charlie Kruger, and his brother Rolf. Cedric Hartman, the right end. The linebackers left to right are Wilcox, Nunley, and Vanderbunt. The quarterbacks, Jimmy Johnson and Bruce Taylor, two good ones, and the safeties are Mike Simpson and Mel Phillips. That'll bring up 3rd down and 7 for the Dolphins. Dolphins from their 32.
Don Shula likes to have Jim kick in an obvious passing situation because of his great hands.
Bob drops straight back to throw. He sets, he fires out, kick out of the backfield, got it, 40, 45, out of bounds on the far side of the field at the midfield stripe. Run out by number 52, the right side linebacker, Skip Vanderbunt. First down, Miami at the midfield stripe. That'll bring up 3rd down and 9. Dolphins back at the 50-yard line. Jim Mandich is in at the tight end spot. 12 minutes, 42 seconds left to go in the first quarter. There is no score. Back to throw. Goes Greasy. He sets up. Ball is deflected in the air. It's intercepted at the San Francisco 40. Nunley, the middle linebacker, at the 45, across the 50, and into Dolphins territory at the 47-yard line. Larry Zonka makes the tackle. That ball was deflected in the air, and all Nunley had to do was wait for it to come down and make the interception. And the 49ers have a first down at the Dolphins' 48-yard line. John Brody, the quarterback. John Eisenbarger, number 17, and Gene Washington, number 18, the wide receivers. The running backs are Larry Schreiber, 35, and Vic Washington, 22. They have Twilight and Witcher up there as the two tight ends. The tackles are Banasak and Rhodey. The guards are Watson and Peoples. The center is Blue. Washington has been bothered by a cracked kneecap and did not play in the last couple of exhibition games. The handoff to Washington. Starts outside of the right, cuts back to his left, down to the 45. He's knocked down inside the 45 at the Miami 43-yard line. Left cornerback Tim Foley makes the stop on the play. Dolphins defensively, Den Herter is at the defensive left end spot. Manny Fernandez at left tackle. Larry Woods, number 70, at right tackle. At right end is Bob Hines, wearing number 72. The middle linebacker, Bonaconti, Swift, and Colin are on the outside. The quarterbacks are Foley and Curtis Johnson. The safeties are Scott and Anderson. John Brody, in his 17th season, the quarterback. 3rd down and 3 from the Dolphins' 40-yard line. On the snap, hands off. Schreiber over the right side, doesn't make it. He is hit right at the 40-yard line, and the Dolphins were waiting for that one. Larry Woods makes his first tackle as a Dolphin, big number 70, whom the Dolphins acquired from as he was cut by the Detroit Lions. Manny Fernandez, Doug Swift also in on the stop. Bruce Gossett is in the ball game and will try a field goal. This will be a 47-yard attempt toward the west end. Brody will hold. It's from the far inbounds hash mark, waiting for the snap. Here it is, set down. Gossett kicks it. He's got the distance. It is good, and the 49ers take the lead with 10 minutes and 5 seconds left to go in the first quarter on a 47-yard field goal by Bruce Gossett. Dolphin football action continues from the Orange Bowl with a score, San Francisco 3, Miami nothing. Gossett kicks a 47-yard field goal, culminating a drive of 4 plays, and the elapsed time of that drive, some 48 yards, 2 minutes and 11 seconds. So the 49ers draw first blood, 3-0, and back to receive the kickoff is Mercury Morris, number 22, up to the far side, and Charlie Lee down the near side, number 23. The kick is high. There may be a run back. Morris grabs it 3 yards deep, out to the 5. The 10 in the middle, across the 15. Is hit, bouncing off tacklers, knocked down at the 18-yard line. Mercury Morris. First down Miami from their 18-yard line. Warfield splits far side, Briscoe to the near side. Kick and Zonka. The split backs in behind Greasy. Greasy throws an out pattern. Warfield's got it at the 25, up the sidelines, and steps out of bounds before he was hit at about the 28. Paul caught the ball, looked around to see how much he needed for the first down, and they pick up about 10 yards. Running him out, Mel Phillips, the strong safety, along with right quarterback Bruce Taylor. Ball at the Dolphins 31. It'll be a second down and some 7 yards to go for Miami first down. Back to throw, Greasy. Fires out to Warfield on the sideline. Puts the juke step on the cornerback, but he doesn't buy it. But Paul picks up a first down up to the 39. But they're just going to the slant out to the sidelines, and Warfield now has picked up a couple of first downs in a row with that pattern to the far side. First down, Miami. The ball at the Dolphins' 39-yard line. Mercury Morris is coming in, and he and Zonka are the I-backs behind Greasy this time. Briscoe splits to the near side. Dolphins from there, 39. Sun out in full force here in Miami. Temperature at game time, well over 100 on the field. Zonka, big hole left side, across the 50, down to the 45, down to the 40. Rambles Larry Zonka on the tackle made by right cornerback Bruce Taylor. A tremendous hole on the left side, 15 yards for Zonka as they mark it at the 49ers' 45-yard line. Dolphins second down and 14 from the San Francisco 49. Warfield spreads far side, Briscoe to the near side. Morris and Zonka the split backs in behind Greasy. On the snap, the handoff to Morris, sweep to the far side, turns the corner, outside of the 45, the 40, up the far sidelines, and he's knocked out of bounds down at the 37. Morris gets 12 yards. That'll be about 2 yards shy of what they need for a first down. Will bring up a third down. 7 minutes, 21 seconds to go. In the first quarter, 49ers lead 3-0. Dolphins have a third down and 2 at the San Francisco 37-yard line. They set in tight with the Warfield as a wingman, left side. They must get the ball to the 35 or beyond for a first down. Here's Warfield in motion, off to the near side of the field. Greasy hands to Zonka, hits the middle, and it's going to be very close. It does not look from here as if he made it. Zonka, over the left guard, is stopped a little bit short by Charlie Kruger and Frank Nunley. And they mark the ball right at the 35, just outside the 49ers 35. It is going to be fourth down and inches. They do not even bother to measure for it. The 49ers jump on the staggered count. Flags go down, and we may have gotten a first down on the penalty. Greasy is famous for this. He will change cadence in a situation like this at the line of scrimmage to try and lure the defense off, and that is exactly what happened. The ball at the 49er 24 to bring up a third down and 4. And they have to get the ball just at the 20-yard line for the first down. Greasy grinding it out. Ball control drive here. 5:40 to go in the first quarter. 49ers lead 3-0. Briscoe splits near side. Warfield to the far side. Lee and Morris, two speed backs in the backfield. Greasy drops straight back to throw. Being rushed, fires it out. And again, Mercury Morris drops the ball. And with fourth down, Garo Yepremian's field goal team comes in. Now, this will be with Morrill holding from the far inbounds hash mark, an approximate 31-yard attempt. Garo last year, 24 out of 37 in the field goal department, had 115 points. Waiting for the snap. Here it is set down. The kick is up. He's got the distance. It's good. It's a tie ball game with 5:24 to go in this first quarter. Dolphin football action continues from the Orange Bowl with a score: the Dolphins 3, the 49ers 3. Miami drive, 58 yards, 10 plays, and Garo kicks a 31-yard field goal. Ball just across the 20-yard line. 2 minutes, 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. Score tied 3-3, second down and 7, we'll call it. 49ers with the football. Washington splits near side. Eisenbarger to the far side. Brody ready to go to work. Fakes the handoff. Play fake, drops the throw, firing up the near side. It is caught. And out of bounds at the 42-yard line is Gene Washington. Run out by right cornerback Curtis Johnson, but Brody play fake beautifully and rolled back to his left, waited for Washington to get upfield along the near side, and hit him with a strike, and he was belted out of bounds, but not before he picks up excellent field position, a first down for the Niners at their 42-yard line. Second and 10, San Francisco from their 42. Bob Matheson goes in now, number 53 in the Dolphins' 53 defense. Here's the handoff, draw play, flag goes down, big hole. Schreiber over the right side, gets out to the 50-yard line, still going, bouncing off tacklers, and somebody better bring him down. That penalty might not be against the Dolphins. Curtis Johnson finally brings him down. And now let's see if they blew the play dead back at the 50-yard line where his progress was halted, and there's a flag on the play. We're going to get a holding call after all of that against San Francisco, which will nullify the whole thing. They have now been assessed 2 15-yard penalties and a 5-yarder. John Watson is out at left guard. He probably was the guy on whom the penalty was called, and Randy Beisler, number 65, comes in. So Schreiber loses a big gain, and the 49ers get field position back at their 27, a second down and 25. All right, the ball at the 39 in 49ers territory. Third down and a long 12. They have to get the ball to the Miami 48-yard line. Here's the play fake on the end around. Brody swings the screen out to Thomas, 35 at the far sideline, horse-collared and knocked out of bounds at the 49er 45. Some 7 yards shy of what they needed for a first down. Mike Pullen is the man who belted him out on the far side of the field, and that'll bring up a punting situation. Tom Whittam, W-I-T-T-U-M. number 13, who was on the 49er taxi squad and is being retained this year, not only as the punter but a backup place kicker, is the man who will handle the punting chores. Here's the snap as he kicks from the 30 and booms off a nice low trajectory spiral upfield. Lee will let it bounce into the Dolphins end zone for the touchback, and Miami will start from their 20-yard line. A kick of some 55 yards. So the Dolphins will start from their 20-yard line. As we have just 47 seconds left to go in the first quarter, there's a timeout on the field. Dolphin football action continues from the Orange Bowl with a score: San Francisco 3, Miami 3. 47 seconds left to play in the first period. Have a first down from their 20-yard line. Greasy is the quarterback. Morris and Zonka the I-backs. Paul Warfield spreads to the far side and Briscoe to the near side. Bob Hoskins, who was injured earlier in the ball game, is now at right tackle defensively for San Francisco. The pitch to Morris starts outside to his right, fumbles the ball. San Francisco will recover at the Dolphins' 19-yard line. Morris is having a tremendously bad ball game. Number 86, Cedric Hartman, the right end, is the fellow who recovered the fumble. Mercury was hit, and the ball squirted loose. He has dropped 2 passes in the wide open and has fumbled, and the 49ers come up with excellent field position at the Dolphins' 20-yard line. And to say that Merck has had a rather inauspicious debut in this opener of the 1973 season is putting it mildly. And there is no time left. That's the end of the first quarter. Dolphin action continues from the Orange Bowl with the score: the 49ers 3 and the Dolphins 3.
Third down and 10 for the 49ers. The ball at the Dolphins' 20-yard line. Dolphin mistakes early in this ball game have allowed 49ers to put points on the board. Let's see if they can convert off Morris's mistake. Back to throw. Brody being pursued. He dumps one off. It is dropped to Schreiber. Putting on tremendous pressure that time was Doug Swift. Gossett will try a second field goal of the game. He kicked one of 47 yards earlier. This one toward the east end. A little breeze. Brody will hold a 27-yarder. Waiting for the snap. Here it is, set down. Brucey gets it up there. It is no good. Off to the left. And so the Dolphins will take over at their 20-yard line with the score tied up 3-3. The ball at the Dolphins' 22, second down and 8. We've just started the second quarter. On the snap, play fakes. Bob drops the throw back to his left. Now being pursued, breaks back to his right, still looking upfield. Fires across the middle, a great catch. Briscoe up to 35, and he's knocked down right there. Out of a scramble situation, the protection stayed with Greasy as he rolled back to his left on a play fake. Couldn't find anybody open, then went back to his right, and Briscoe, cutting across the middle, wide open, made a leaping catch, 13 yards. Woody?
Rick, the heat's really taking its toll down here, and the defense, as you know, has been playing a little bit more than offense, and they're getting a lot of oxygen and taking this plain table salt to combat it.
Okay, Fred Woodson reporting from behind the Dolphins bench will keep us abreast of penalties and injuries and other things that go on down on the field throughout our broadcast this afternoon. A second down and 6. Dolphins from the 39. Greasy a couple of steps straight back up the far sideline. Open, great catch, Briscoe out of bounds at the 49er 43-yard line. Another leaping catch by Marlon Briscoe at 5'11", 178, a 5-year man from Omaha. Marlon utilizing his great basketball talent that time, as he did on the last play, to leap high in the air for the pass reception. 18 yards, and the Dolphins have a first down at the San Francisco 43-yard line. Third down and 5. Dolphins have the football at the 49er 39. This San Francisco defense has been tenacious down around their 30-yard line this afternoon. All the Dolphins have been able to get a 31-yard field goal by Garrow. Dolphins, of course, set a new all-time rushing record last year of 2,960 yards. Back to throw goes Greasy. Swings one out. It is grabbed by one hand by Lee, and he's dumped for a loss back at the 45-yard line. Charlie Lee swinging out of the backfield. Frank Nunley, the middle linebacker, came across and met him head-on. So Garrow is going to come in and try a field goal. The line of scrimmage will be just outside the 49er 45, and this will be an approximate 53-yard attempt. His longest has been 54, and he kicked that against the Buffalo Bills last year. They put the ball down at the Dolphin 47. Morrow will hold. He's going toward the west end, a 53-yard attempt. He had one of 53 yards in the preseason. Here's the snap, set down. The kick is up. He gets the distance on it. It is gone! And the White Handkerchiefs come out. Garrow splits the uprights from 53 yards out, and so the Dolphins lead 6-3. 10 minutes, 26 seconds left to go in the first half. Dolphin football action continues from the Orange Bowl. The score, the Dolphins 6, San Francisco 3. The ball at the 49er 23-yard line. Eisenbarger splits far side. Gene Washington to the near side. As Brody looks over the Dolphin defense. Now the clock moving with 5 minutes and 12 seconds left to go in the half. Dolphins lead 6-3. Second down and 8. Brody dropping straight back to throw. Gets excellent protection. Swings it out to Vic Washington, the 25, the 30, the 35. Bobbing and weaving, running into tacklers, and he's finally dragged down up at about the 36-yard line. Doug Swift is the man who grabbed him by the shoulder pad and hung on to make the tackle, but not before Vic Washington picks up the first down. Dick Anderson also in on the tackle for Miami, the strong safety. Second down and 11. 49ers from their 35. 4:40 left to go. The Dolphins lead 6-3. Brody play fakes, drops to throw, fires in the middle. It is grabbed by the tight end, Ted Kwolek, who took it away from the free safety, Jake Scott. And Scott is really disgusted with himself. And that is good for another first down for the 49ers as they mark the ball at the San Francisco 48. They mark it at the Dolphins 33. A gain of 7. It'll be second down and 3. Clock moving with 2 minutes, 14 seconds to go. Coming up to the 2-minute warning here. Dolphins lead 6-3 on a 53-yard field goal by Garrow. Eisenbarger splits near side. To the far side is Gene Washington. Thomas and Washington, the running backs. Play fake by Brody. Drops to throw. Eludes one tackler. Sprints out to his left. Fires. It is caught by Kwolek, the tight end. He's out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Ted Kwolek, as Brody did some fancy footing that time to get away from the Dolphins' pass rush. Dick Anderson is the fellow who ran Kwolek out over there. And there is the 2-minute warning. Dolphin football action continues from the Orange Bowl with a score, the Dolphins 6, San Francisco 3. First down, 49ers at the Miami 15-yard line. Eisenbarger splits left, Gene Washington to the near side. With a minute 55 to go. Here's the handoff. Vic Washington, left side sweep, cuts back to his right, and booms his way down to about the 10-yard line. Bob Hines and Manny Fernandez make the tackle on the play. And time is in now. The 49ers with a first and goal at the Miami 3-yard line. A minute and 9 seconds to go. And Brody has looked real good. The Dolphins, as they were not able to do with any great frequency in the preseason, have not been able to put together a great deal of offense this afternoon. The most points scored by Miami in preseason, 23 in that last preseason game against Dallas. Waiting for the snap from center. Here's the handoff going to Vic Washington over the right side. He is going to be hit at the 1-yard line, and with great second effort gets into the end zone. The Dolphins found out that even though this guy is not a great big running back, that he can move and dig and drive those legs, and he just was hit at the 1-yard line by a couple of Dolphins. Curtis Johnson was knocked flat on the seat of his pants as Washington just belted him into the end zone with great second effort. So San Francisco out in front by a 10-6 margin with a minute and 2 seconds left to play in this first half. As the 49ers on that particular drive, Mr. Brody marched them downfield with a 79-yard drive in 12 plays, consuming 4 minutes and 40 seconds, and Washington scores on a run over the right side from 3 yards out. Gossett adds the extra point, and the 49ers draw pay dirt, at least from the 6-point route, for the first time this afternoon. The ball is at the Dolphins' 22. A third down and 8. The score is 10-6, San Francisco out in front, and 33 seconds show on the board. Greasy drops back to throw. Here comes the rush again. He's hit. The ball is deflected in the air. It is picked up by Rolf Kruger, but it's going to be ruled an incomplete forward pass. He had started the forward motion of his arm, and he was hit from behind by Cedric Hardman, forcing the incomplete forward pass. The 49ers have called a timeout to get the field goal team in. Just 2 seconds showing on the board. All right, Gossett tries a 43-yarder. John Brody waits for the snap. Here it is, set down. The kick is blocked. Rolling loose on the field. Larry Woods goes for it. It is recovered by Jake Scott of the Dolphins. Still loose, and they bobble it around, and the 49ers finally come up with it. And it's still loose. They're still letting him play the ball. A flag goes down. There is no time showing on the board. It looked 3 or 4 times there as if somebody had the handle on the football, and finally time runs out. There is a penalty, but it will not figure. It will not figure as the gun sounds, and that's the end of the first half. With the score, San Francisco 10, the Dolphins 6.
We've just started the third quarter. The Dolphins able to muster only 115 yards as opposed to the 49ers 165 on total offense in the first half. Have to get something started offensively here in this second half. Steve Spurrier, the former Heisman Trophy winner from the University of Florida, will be the 49ers quarterback, and he's the guy who sparked them in their last half of the season drive into the Western Division NFC Championship last year when Brody was hurt. Spurrier, a 7-year man from Florida. The running backs will be Vic Washington and Larry Schreiber. The ball is at the San Francisco 36. A third down, and we'll call it a long 4 yards for a first down. They have to get across their 40 to keep this drive alive. Spurrier is the quarterback. Waits for the snap. He drops back to throw. He has time. He sets up. He fires. It is overthrown, incomplete, intended for Kwolek. Just as he was about to get rid of the ball, Larry Ball broke through on him and perhaps hurt him just a bit. There have been no quarterback sacks on either side of this ball game, but Greasy has had his timing interrupted by an excellent rush. And the Dolphins defense has kept the pressure on Brody and now Spurrier. Rick Weaver back at the Orange Bowl. Bob Greasy some 78 yards away. The Dolphins moving from our right to our left. First down from their 22-yard line. Their first offensive sequence on this second half, trailing 10-6. Handoff to Mercury Morris over the left side. He's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage as he is smothered. Here's the handoff, counter trap. Mercury through a hole on the right side, and he slips and falls down, fumbles the ball, picked up by the 49ers. They recover at the Dolphins' 22-yard line. As the Dolphins, one of the players, Morris, picks his helmet up and just throws it. That's the second time he has fumbled in a crucial deep down situation this afternoon. Kuchenberg made the tackle as Mike Simpson, the free safety, came up with a recovered fumble, and the 49ers have it at the Dolphins' 22.
If Mercury was a quarterback, we could say that was about a 30-yard pass of his helmet, but the fans didn't appreciate his display of disgust, and they're letting him know it.
Jimmy Johnson is the guy who put the pressure on him, and so the 49ers, in excellent field position, have a first down at the Dolphins' 22-yard line. Spurrier back at the 32, first and 20 from the Dolphins' 32-yard line. On the snap, Steve drops the throw. He is dropped! A flag goes down at the 30-yard line. Larry Ball, blitzing on the play, came zooming through there and blindsided him back at the 42-yard line. Holding. Defensive holding is the call against Miami. That will be an automatic first down. All right, the ball at the Dolphins' 38-yard line is second down and 18. They have to get it to the 20 for a first down. Here's Spurrier. Blitz on. He is grabbed and thrown for a loss. That's the 48-yard line. Manny Fernandez got him, but the Dolphins were stunning. They sent from the prevent defense the linebacker through the hole, and that freed Fernandez, and Manny was able to make the tackle back at the Dolphins' 46-yard line. So it's an additional loss of some 8 yards. And Bill Stanfield now comes in on the defense. That is the first sack officially this afternoon. The earlier one the Dolphins had was nullified by a penalty. It's a third down and 26. San Francisco's ball at the Dolphins' 46-yard line. Well, this third quarter has been plagued with errors by both teams, but the 49ers have not been able to get on the board. Dolphins stunning. Here's the handoff. Schreiber is hit by Nick Bonacani on the blitz. Thrown for another loss back at the 49. You could see Nick coming. He was the one who was doing the stunt, and he just made the penetration as Schreiber took the handoff and was dumped for a big loss. The ball is at the Dolphins' 48, and Tom Whittam will punt for San Francisco. He'll stand at the 49ers' 37. Charlie Lee deep, Dick Anderson shallow for Miami to field this punt. Here's a high snap. Whittam gets it off this time, and boom's a nice long high spiral, but it's going to go into the end zone for the touchback, and the Dolphins will start from the 20-yard line. A 48-yard kick. With 7 minutes to go in the third period, the Dolphins have had the offense has had the ball only 2 plays out of 8 minutes. Marlon Briscoe is the wide receiver, split to the far side. Paul Warfield to the near side. Jim kick. Larry Zonker, the splitbacks in behind Greasy. The Dolphins moving from our right to our left toward the west end of the field. Greasy on the snap, drops it back to throw, fires across the middle. It is picked off by safety. Mel Phillips at the 35, cuts outside down the far sideline. 30, fumbles the ball, goes out of bounds, but the 49ers will retain possession since Phillips is the last man to have his hands on it. So Greasy's been intercepted twice now. Dolphins have had a couple of fumbles by Morris, and the 49ers keep the defensive pressure on. The Dolphins' offense has been non-existent here in this second half. So Spurrier gets another shot at it and brings up a third down and 8 situation for San Francisco. The Dolphins 19. He drops back to throw. Gets good protection. Now going to run with the ball, and he gets back to the 23. He loses 4 yards, and that's all. Bob Hines is the fellow who brought him down. His protection just faded away in a hurry there. As it appeared, he was set. He had time to throw, but apparently couldn't find anybody open. Tried to run out of the pocket and was dropped for a loss back at the 23. So that brings up a fourth down, and Bruce Gossett, who has kicked the field goal of 47 and had another one blocked, missed one from 27, is in the ball game to try this one from the 30-yard line. John Brody is back in the hold. It'll be from the near side inbound hash mark. If he makes it, the 49ers will have a 7-point lead. A 30-yard field goal attempt. Snap, set down. Here's the kick. He has the distance, and this time it's good. With 5:37 left to go in this third quarter, the score, San Francisco, as Dolphin football action continues from the Orange Bowl, the score is San Francisco 13, the Dolphins 6. The Dolphins will start from their 21-yard line, trying to get some offense started. Howard Twilley has not played. Marlon Briscoe made a couple of marvelous pass receptions in the first half. Paul Warfield has been double covered most of the afternoon. Rolf Kruger, Charlie Kruger, Tommy Hart, Cedric Hardman, the front four for the 49ers. Briscoe splits right, Warfield to the near side. Here's the handoff. Zonka through a hole left side. Hole! 30, 45, 40, up to the 45, the 46-yard line. Rambo's Larry Zonka. Bruce Taylor, the right cornerback, finally dragged him down, but he was dragged some 5 yards on the shoulders of Zonka. 25 yards, a first down for Miami, and that's the big play of the ball game as far as Miami is concerned.
And it was like David and Goliath with Marlon Briscoe leading the interference for Larry Zonka.
The ball for Dolphins, 46, first down Miami. A minute and 8 seconds to go in the third quarter. Zonka and kick. The I-backs in behind Greasy. First down Miami from their 46-yard line. Waiting for the snap is Greasy. Here's the handoff. Zonka over the right side and gets out to the 50. Another 4-yard pickup for Zonk. Rolf Kruger makes the tackle on the play. Zonka unofficially has carried 13 times for 71 yards. Second and 6, Dolphins from the midfield stripe. On the snap, Greasy, a couple of steps back, goes to the quick out. Warfield at the 42 and is run out at about the 41-yard line in San Francisco territory. That'll be good for a Miami first down. All right, the ball is at the 41-yard line in San Francisco territory. This is the deepest penetration of the second half for Miami. With 20 seconds to go in the third quarter, the 49ers lead 13-6. On the snap, Greasy hands off. Zonka bowls his way across the 40-yard line down to about the 38. Larry Zonka picks up about 3 yards on the carry as they on-pile down there. There's the gun ending the third period. Dolphin football action will continue from the Orange Bowl with the score. San Francisco 13, the Dolphins 6. Second down and 6 from the 49er 38-yard line. Greasy, the quarterback, hands off. Zonka through a hole right side, runs into a tackler, Dave Wilcox, and bounces off him. But Wilcox manages to hang on as Zonka gets to the 34. They have to get inside the 31 for a first down. Greasy drops back to throw. Quick out, caught by Kick out of the backfield. He's got the first down to the 25-yard line. Jim Kick on a hook pattern. Up the 25, just came out, stopped, and Greasy hit him right on the button. Wilcox and Nunley make the tackle. The Dolphins pick up a first down and keep this drive alive at the San Francisco 25. The official paid attendance with 80,050 seats sold. That has to be the official paid attendance. That's how many seats have been sold. But here today, 68,275, some 12,000 empty seats. Dolphins trailing 13-6. We've just started the final quarter. Here's the handoff. Counter trap. Zonka hole left side, carrying people with him inside the 20, down to the 19-yard line. Boy, this guy has taken a battering, but he's dished it out, too, this afternoon. Skip Vanderbunt, the right side linebacker, and Tommy Hart, defensive end, make the tackle. Greasy waits for the snap. Long count. Now he has the football. Drops back to throw. Fires in the end zone. Warfield. The ball is caught off the crossbar and is grabbed by Meyer Fleming. And he is knocked down at the 7-yard line. That pass from Greasy intended for Warfield hit the crossbar. Bruce Taylor was the cornerback back there, and that, of course, is incomplete. But Mark Fleming downfield grabbed the rebound. He looked like he was going up for a rebound in basketball. An unfortunate break because Warfield was in the end zone. And it brings up a third down and 4. Miami at the 49er 19-yard line. Zonka comes out for one of his infrequent rests today. Charlie Lee is in there replacing him. Lee and Kick out of split backs behind Greasy. Briscoe splits near side. Warfield to the far side. From the 19 on a third down and 4. Greasy back to throw. Here comes Hardman again. The quick out. Kick's got it. First down. Out of bounds at the 12-yard line on the far side of the field. Skip Vanderbunt, the right side linebacker, makes the tackle from the 12-yard line. Greasy hands off to Kick. Sweep to the near side. Cuts back to his left. He gets to the 10 and just inside the 10 before he is ridden to the ground by linebacker Dave Wilcox and old fudgehammer Frank Nunley. The middle linebacker was also in there. Second down and 8 for a first down. 10 yards to go for a score. Exactly 12 minutes left to play. The Dolphins trail 13-6. Briscoe splits to the near side. Warfield to the far side. Kick and Zonka the split backs behind Greasy. Bob drops to throw. He has time. Fires in the end zone. It is almost caught. Briscoe coming back. Could not get his hands on it. He was coming back to the corner of the end zone, and Greasy led him just a little bit too far. He dove for the ball, but it bounced off his fingertips. Now we have a situation on a third down conversion. 3rd and 8 for a first down. 10 yards to go for a TD, and Charlie Lee makes a quick entrance from the Dolphins bench. And out of there comes Zonka. Lee has been inserted most of the time this afternoon. And the Dolphins have intended to throw the football. Let's see what the strategy calls for here. They have to get to the 2 to keep this drive alive. From the 10-yard line, 3rd down and 8. Kick and Lee out of splitbacks. Greasy drops to throw. He is going to be hit as he throws the ball. He throws it. Caught. Touchdown. Look at those white handkerchiefs.
Rick, Governor Askew is in the booth next to us waving one of your white handkerchiefs.
What poise Greasy showed under pressure that time. Tommy Hart just clobbered him. He flattened him out on the ground, but Bob hung in there and threw the ball to Warfield, who was open on the baseline of the end zone, cutting across into the middle, and he caught the touchdown pass. Bruce Taylor was the cornerback beaten on the play. The Dolphins virtually shut out. In the 3rd quarter, came back to score in this 4th quarter, culminating a 79-yard drive in 12 plays, as Warfield caught a touchdown pass of 10 yards from Bob Greasy, and Yepremian converted to tie it up 13-13. 11:35 to go. John Brody played the whole first half, and apparently nothing was wrong with him. At least that's the information we got. But Spurrier has played this entire second half. 3rd down and 9. 49ers from their 24-yard line. They thought there should have been intentional grounding, as I did. Back to throw goes Spurrier. Flag goes down. Here's a pass in the middle. It is almost intercepted and dropped by Jake Scott up to 35. It was intended for Gene Washington, but there's a flag down. Penalty against the 49ers declined by the Dolphins. They'll take the down. They want the football back. And so Whittam comes back in to do the punting. The Dolphin defense rises to the occasion again. And our fans wave their white handkerchiefs. A tradition, for those of you who are not familiar, that I started here back on November the 21st of 1971. Every time the Dolphins score, fans are supposed to bring out their white handkerchiefs, and they do. They wave them occasionally, too, for the defense, which has been the big show this afternoon. Whittam will stand at the 9. Lee back at the 30. Anderson, the shallow man, to field his punt. Line of scrimmage, the 49er 24. Here's the snap. He gets the kick out of there. Wobbly short punt off the side of his foot to the far sideline. Bounces out of bounds at about the Dolphins' 40-yard line. Dolphins come out of that one in good field position, only 36 yards on the kick. The Dolphins' Bob Greasy will start from his 39-yard line. On the snap, Greasy pitches out the kick, starts outside of his left, finds a hole, 40, 45, 50, down into San Francisco territory at the 46-yard line. Cedric Hardman, defensive end, brought him down from behind. Kick runs for 16 yards. Here's the handoff. Zonka starts inside, big hole right side. He puts his head down across the 45 and gets to the 49er 42-yard line. The linebackers jam that one up. 2nd and 6. Here's the handoff. Flag goes down. Kick has the handoff over the right side. On the delay, gets only a couple to the 40, but there's a flag on the play down here along the near side of the field. 5-yard penalty against the Dolphins for illegal motion. The ball is back at the 49er 47-yard line. It'll be a 2nd down and 11. Back to throw goes Greasy. He fires. It is almost picked off, knocked away. Down at the 32-yard line, Frank Nunley is the man who got a hand on it. The middle linebacker, he intercepted one earlier. Paul Warfield was the intended receiver. 3rd down and 11 for the Dolphins from the 49er 47. Greasy is 4 out of 11 in 3rd down conversions. Greasy on 3rd down, drops to throw. He fires the middle. It is caught inside the 40 down to the 38-yard line by the tight end, Jim Mandich, coming across the middle, but that is not going to be enough for a first down. Mel Phillips, the strong safety, put the stop on him. And here comes Garrow's field goal team in as the ball is marked at the 37-yard line. Garrow has field goals of 31 and 53 yards, and this one, if indeed they do kick it, will be a 44-yard attempt from the near side inbounds hash mark to the open end of the field. The breeze has sprung up. If Garrow makes it, he can give the Dolphins a 3-point lead. Waiting for the snap. Here it is, set down. The kick is up. He's got the distance. It's gone! And here come the handkerchiefs again. Garrow, Yepremian, a 44-yard field goal. The Dolphins take the lead for the first time, 16-13 with 9:25 to go. Garrow's 3rd field goal of the game, a 45-yarder perfect. The Dolphins lead 16-13. McGill and Cunningham are back to receive the little man's kickoff. Here it comes. Down the near side. It is grabbed 3 yards deep in the end zone by McGill. Up to the 5, 10, up the far side of the 15. Here's Mark Pollard back at the 15-yard line. A great play by Bruce Bannon. John Brody now is the quarterback for San Francisco. Brody, who played the first half, has come back into the ballgame. So that'll bring up a 3rd down and 5 out for San Francisco 32. Big 3rd down conversion for Brody here with 5:58 to go. He drops back to throw. Good protection. Swings it out. Overthrown. Washington, I believe, was the man for whom it was intended. Manny Fernandez had taken him out of the play. And Brody, I don't know where he was throwing that one. He just dumped it off to the near side and way overthrown. So that'll bring up a punting situation, and Brody is unable to move his ball club. The defense against gets a well-deserved hand from the 68,275 who are actually here this afternoon from 12,000 empty seats. Charlie Lee goes back to field the punt. Dick Anderson, the shallow man. The line of scrimmage, the 32 in San Francisco territory. Whittam, the punter who has done an excellent job for San Francisco, will stand back at about the 18-yard line. 5 minutes, 49 seconds to play. Here's the snap. Way over the kicker's head. It's going to roll back into the end zone. Whittam falls on the football. And that, of course, will be a safety. Bad snap from center. That's the second game in a row. The snapper was John Watson. It appeared to be from here. The ball rolls back into the end zone, and all Whittam could do was fall on it. So the Dolphins pick up 2 points to force the situation now, leading 18-13, where the 49ers would need a touchdown to win this ball game. With 5:40 to go, that one was way over his head. Whittam will punt the football. This is a free kick following the bad center snap and the safety. Here it is, and he does not get off the long kick. It's off the side of his foot, and Jake Scott is the fellow who grabs it and runs it out on the far side. That was not a good kick. And the Dolphins come out of that one smelling like a rose with a first down at their 39-yard line. And from the 39, here's the handoff. Kick through a hole, left side. Hole! 45, 50, 45, 40, 45, 30, out of bounds. And a flag on the play. He's run out by Ralph McGill. There's a flag right at about the spot he went out. He was run out at the 49ers 29. Just a slant off the left side. And the Dolphins will pick up additional yardage on the penalty against San Francisco, which will put the ball down at the 49er 24-yard line. We get defensive holding on that call from the 49ers 24-yard line. On the snap, handoff, Zonka, a hole on the left side, bouncing off people, digs and drives and bucks his way down to about the 21-yard line. Second down and 7. 4 minutes, 57 seconds to go. The Dolphins lead 18-13. Warfield spreads far side, Briscoe to the near side. What a ball game this 49er team has played. They just completely dominated the third quarter. The Dolphins could not make a penetration inside their 24 for about 3 periods. In the eye are Kick and Zonka, handoff to Kick, and he is lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten to the 20, and that's all. Bob Hoskins, the defensive right tackle, makes the stop on the play. 4:11 to go, third down and 6 for Miami. The ball at the San Francisco 20.5-yard line. Warfield and Briscoe both split to the far side. Kick and Zonka, the split backs in behind Greasy. Here comes Briscoe in motion off the near side of the field. Hand off, draw trap. Zonka, big hole in the middle. He's got the first down, I believe, inside the 15. That could be close, however. Charlie Kruger back in there on the defense makes the tackle along with linebacker Jim Snydecki. Now as they on-pile, apparently he did not have it. He's about a half-yard shy. He just missed it. So the field goal unit comes in, and Garrow is 3 for 3 with 31, 53, and 45-yard field goals. And they're just about a half-yard shy of what they needed for a first down. So Garrow will try another field goal from the 22-yard line down here at the east end. Morrow will hold 22 yards from the far inbounds hash mark. If he makes it, it'll give him 4. His record in a ball game is 6 with Detroit, 5 with the Dolphins. The kick is up. It's good. The Premier. Here come the handkerchiefs again. Now a 21-13 ball game. The Dolphins have scored by every conceivable means this afternoon except on the ground. The Dolphins covered that drive 46 yards, 5 plays. The elapsed time 2:28, and Garrow a 22-yard field goal is 4th of the afternoon, and Miami leads 21-13 with 3:08 to go. So that brings up a 4th down. The incompletion stops the clock with 1:50 to go. Dolphins lead 21-13. Unless a minor miracle happens, we'll have won their 18th consecutive ball game in the overall streak, and we'll have tied the 33-34 Bears, the 41-42 Bears at 18 for the most consecutive wins in all games. 4th down and 8. 49ers are going to have to go for it from their 44. Spurrier back to throw. He fires across. Knocked away at the 40-yard line. Incomplete, intended for Washington again. And so the Dolphins defense, as it has done on numerous occasions, takes over. Miami will have the ball at the San Francisco 44. Larry Ball and Tim Foley were the defenders on the play. I cannot say enough about this Dolphin defense. What a magnificent bunch of young men and how they have played their heads off this afternoon. The ball is at the 49er 42-yard line. Time is called by San Francisco with 1:38 to go. The Dolphins have this one apparently won 21-13, but it wasn't easy. Waiting for the snap is Greasy. He hands to Zonk. He finds the hole. He's in across the 40 to about the 38, and that should be good enough for a 100-yard game for Larry. It's 102 yards official for Zonka. So Larry has gone over the 100-yard mark for the 11th time in his fine career. The ball at the 37. 4th down and 3. We're inside the minute mark. Clock moving with 54 seconds to go. Miami leads 21-13. Here's the handoff. Zonka finds a hole and tries to get additional yardage by digging and bucking, but he gets to the 34. That may be good enough for a first down, however. It's going to be very close. Cedric Hardman, the right end, makes the tackle on the play, and referee Jim Tunney slaps himself on the head and wants a timeout. The ball is at the 34. They brought the chains in to measure for it. And the Dolphins missed it by the nose of the football, so San Francisco will take over with the clock showing 32 seconds left to play in the football game. The ball at the Dolphins, or the 49ers 48-yard line, 12 seconds to play. First down, Ed Beverly, rookie wide receiver, number 81 from Arizona State, is now in the 49er offensive allotment, or lineman rather. Back to throw goes Spurrier. Has time, swings the short one to Washington, 45, 50 into Dolphins territory, caught from behind, shakes the tackle, 45 to the 40, and he is not brought down until he gets to the 38-yard line. But that runs the timeout, and the Dolphins win the ball game and keep that streak alive. The final score, Miami 21, San Francisco 13.